Hello snacks, welcome back to today's stories. Burning the bridges of your friends in the most explosive fashion possible, how to lose respect for your boyfriend in less than a minute, and hell, why not have the same experience with your nail technician? And our first story featuring an ex with ludicrous demands despite their unfaithful actions, and even then, your new relationship with a new family, they're not on your side. This exhausting tea titled, My Ex Came Back Demanding I Pay Her Child Support. 7 years ago, I was married to my dear ex. We were together for 6 years at this point. I thought we had a great relationship. A year prior, I received a nice inheritance. I used the money first to buy a condo for us to live in, a new car for her because hers was falling apart as a thank you for her constant support over the years, and the rest went to starting my own company. I thought we loved each other. We had talked endless times about kids. We both wanted a family. One day I came home from work. She was seated in the couch and signaled for me to seat with her. Then she told me she was pregnant. I was happy for like half a millisecond. I always wanted kids, but then I realized about the impossibility of this happening because we were both cis women. I started to cry for what it meant. Incredulously, I asked how on earth this could be a good thing. She said that this could be the perfect opportunity for us to have the family we always wanted. I didn't have the energy to argue at that moment, so I went to pack some things and told her I was going to be staying with my cousin for a few days and then come back to talk. Obviously, I was a complete disaster with my cousin for a week. Then I returned, said I wanted a divorce, packed all the rest of my things while she tells me that she can't do it without me and that I'm abandoning our child. I said nothing. I couldn't speak. I didn't have it in me to do anything but pack and leave. Don't know what she's on about. Clearly, she was able to do it without her because that's how she got pregnant. In the divorce, I left her to have the condo. Her car, it was on my name. She demanded alimony. I gave it to her for a year, even though she wasn't really entitled to it. She demanded child support, but was denied for obvious reasons. A year later, it was done. So a month before the divorce was finalized, I met a woman. I wasn't sure about dating, but my friends encouraged me to get back out there, so I did. It was slow. I told her about my past. She felt really bad for me. We went on dates, we kissed. Then she stopped responding to my texts and calls for a week. I didn't know what was happening. She then shows up at my home looking sad. Oh God, it's... She tells me she's pregnant, to which I think, oh God, not again. Far out, this OP has the worst luck. But she quickly explains that she found out a few days ago. She had an appointment that day and was told she was about 16 weeks along, that she did not cheat since we had known each other for 3 months, that she knows this might be somehow triggering for me, that she really likes me but understands if I want nothing to do with her, and left. Ultimately, I couldn't let her go, and we stayed together. The whole ordeal was a bit confusing at first, but we worked it out. Now my company is on the rise, and it's been for years. We bought a house, got married, had 2 more kids, a dog and a cat. Her family loves me, my family loves her. And that's how it ends, just kidding. But then, last Saturday, my ex had to appear again. We were in a family gathering on my wife's side when she showed up to my wife's aunt's house to expose the OP as a horrible person who abandoned her wife and child and left them with nothing to go start a new family with a whore and raise someone else's child, and that since they have money, they have to start paying the overdue child support and blah blah blah. Apparently, she befriended my wife's cousin's wife in PTA, told her about me. She gave my name and the wife's cousin's wife, She gave my name and my wife's cousin's wife was shocked and appalled by my actions and decided they were going to confront me in the family gathering for everyone to hear and show them evidence. Oh, that cousin's wife totally thinks they're being a hero in this situation too. Ooh, hope they enjoy being the latest dramatic tale in the next family gathering. A quick edit. Me and my wife were inside with one of her sisters getting snacks for the kids when we heard a commotion outside and went to see what was happening, and there she was, halfway through her story, showing IUI documents stating I was part of the process, hence responsible for the child, but if it has my name on it, it's fake. I didn't get to actually read it. I think that's why they believed her so quickly. My wife tried to argue back, but was cut by her aunt, cousin's mum, and in not a very nice way, kicked us out with a promise to take my treatment of my ex public and ruin my company. We left stunned, and my wife vowed she was going to start World War III if anyone dared to slander me. So how goes the fallout? Well, on Sunday morning, we got a call from my wife's dad, aunt's brother, to talk about what the texts and voicemails they were receiving were about. They didn't go to the gathering. We went over for lunch and explained everything that happened. They knew I got divorced in the past, but I never told them why. They were understanding of the situation, but my mother-in-law still said that since I do have money, I should help my ex out, pay the child support, get her a place if she needs it, and be a parental figure in my ex-daughter's life. After all, the child was conceived during your marriage. Wait, what?
Your ex decided to sleep around and find out, and that's your responsibility too.
Yeah, Mum, because you'd totally be someone to take care of your husband's affair child. Look, she has some odd spiritual beliefs. My wife is now mad at her mum for saying that. My wife's siblings are mostly on our side, except the one who's close to the cousin, and the cousin believes his wife, and we've been ignoring the extended family. Thank you for fricking existing, dear ex. Yeah, what a ride of a lifetime. Cheating on your partner and thinking that makes you entitled to their fortune? Because you got pregnant with another person. Like, that child is not biologically related at all. Where's the entitlement coming from aside from your insanity? Lost my breath there, but you get my point. Though I do love some comments trying to show their support by hating women. Welcome to the Western legal system, where to be married to a woman means you have no legal rights. Legally, yeah, she can get child support. Doesn't matter that it's not yours. Doesn't matter that she cheated. To which OP says, she already tried after the child was born and was denied. Impossible. Women always win in the court system because it happened to me. Thankfully, some are teetering a bit further away from that edge of just being straight up misogynistic about it all, able to acknowledge that yes, this does happen to quite a few men, but it also isn't every single woman who divorces out there. But the biggest red flag to highlight is this. OP, stop talking to any of these people and get a good lawyer. I know it's hard to not speak up and defend yourself, but you're going to end up in court either over the child support or the defamation, and you need legal advice and a strategy before saying anything more. Please protect your assets and lawyer up. Now, these comments were earlier before they made some edits and updates to the story, mentioning the fact that they were inside at the time of the confrontation occurred. But yeah, a lot of the comments are just trying to hammer it in. Go to a lawyer, leave Reddit now. This could literally be the demise of your business and your success through malicious slander. So this is definitely a contentious story to want to keep up on. Hopefully they do give us updates in the future and we'll just have to keep our eyes out. Like, how financially stable do you have to be just to be fine giving someone alimony that didn't even deserve it? Yeah, I'll fund your lifestyle for a whole year. It's fine. Just leave me alone. Over to another story now with another strange circumstance. Absolutely. Like, mate, if you're gonna have this profession, this is obviously the last thing you should be doing. Sexually harassed by my nail technician. This happened today, and I'm so angry and disappointed and frustrated. I'm a woman in my 20s, and stuff like this happens to me constantly, and I'm exhausted of putting up with it. I went to my appointment to get my nails done. As usual, I do this once a month with a male nail tech I've been going to for over a year. We always talked during appointments, and I never had any issue with him. He was always funny, and I considered him a friend at this point. Today, I was wearing a white top without a bra, and he made several comments about my chest, how it was so visible, and because he's a man, he can't help but look. Jesus Christ, dude. He said that my boyfriend must get jealous when I leave the house dressed like this, and that it's a shame I'm moving away soon because he wanted to see more of those summer outfits. I felt so awkward the entire appointment, and I couldn't leave. So I just awkwardly laughed it off, paid for my nails, and he was done, and then I left. I came home crying to my boyfriend about what happened, but it's just so exhausting and screwed up that this happens practically every other week in some form or another, and there's nothing anyone can do to stop men from behaving like animals. I just wish I could go outside and be treated like a human being instead of a piece of meat, and it hurts so much more when it comes from the men I trusted. Obviously, lessons learned here. The biggest biggest problem in this situation is you, OP. Clearly you're at fault here. What were you doing trusting a male? Like, oh, you were such an idiot. You're not the victim here. You're the perpetrator. You set this man up. I'm totally kidding. That is all sarcasm. Please trust me, that is sarcasm. Like, props to this man for absolutely ruining women's further trust in any man who just tries to be a genuinely friendly guy. Probably, if anything too, just highlights the fact this man was never actually considering you a friend, just a potential hookup. He wasn't being friendly all this time just to be friendly and have a good rapport with you. No. The only tips he wanted were the tips poking out of your shirt. What's worse though, as someone does point out here, yeah, report him to his manager. That's absolutely sexual harassment and he shouldn't be employed there. But unfortunately, according to the OP, he's the owner of the salon, unfortunately. What's kind of fascinating though is there is actually support on different sides of this story. Such as this person's rant, maybe wear a bra when you wear a white shirt. I mean, yeah, okay, it's exhausting and we hate it and all that, but as a woman, I don't get why girls say this and then make choices that will create the situation for them that they say they hate. Like, if you don't want this sexual attention, don't wear clothes that are bringing you that kind of attention. If you do not know that straight guys like boobs, they do. And when men look at you, they're looking at your body. They're not thinking friend, they're thinking, what does she look like naked? You could have worn a bra, easily, and avoided the entire thing. At some point, you have to start being an adult about it, or stop complaining about it, either one. But at some point, you're going to need to realize that your actions don't align with your intentions or feelings. Then you're just lying about it, either lying about not wanting the attention or lying about it bothering you. Easy fix. So easy. And yeah, actually, quite a few other comments do support this and jump on board with this little comment train.
I, as a hetero woman, would be fully distracted by braless white tops. She was clearly asking for the attention.
Okay, yes, this was so easily avoidable, sure, but you know what else is also easily avoidable? Getting assaulted in public by just not going outside. Oh, look, we solved it, guys. We fixed the whole problem. Just don't let women go outside anymore. Like, do you see how the problem here is we're blaming the person who is being harassed? Yes, you can't stop men being attracted to women, but you can stop them making that a topic of conversation. I guarantee the women in these comments trying to shame this woman for not wearing a bra would be extremely uncomfortable with a man who they have no interest in just being a typical male, being attracted to women and telling them how much they want to sleep with them and touch their body. It's just, I don't know, am I maybe just reading too much into what they're saying here? Let me know what you think. For now, we'll just move on. Over to another off my chest a day ago. I told my friend's husband she cheated on him anonymously. I, 25 female, have had a friend that was consistently cheating on her husband. She would go out and take her ring off and hook up with other guys and tell them she was getting divorced. We used to be much closer a couple of years ago when all of this happened. When it was happening, she would tell me she was getting divorced and that she doesn't love him, etc. However, when they were together, it was the complete opposite. We ended up growing apart, but I always felt guilty about never saying anything. When I had been in a relationship, someone messaged me and informed me about my boyfriend's actions, and I was so thankful that I knew. So I messaged my friend's husband from a fake account, and he's completely devastated, saying that he doesn't have anyone now and he's all alone. Now, I'm concerned about his mental health, and I feel so guilty for putting him through this, and I just feel so awful. I sent the message from a fake account because I still felt some kind of weird loyalty to my friend, even though I shouldn't. I probably just should have minded my business. It's kind of a shame they feel this regret because they're probably going to be deterred from ever doing it again, but honestly, good on you for shattering this man's life. In a weird, twisted way, in the long term at least, you have been the best thing he could have had. This comment nails it. You didn't put him through anything, she did. Obviously, everyone in the comments is fully supportive of their choices to confess this, but I do think it's easy for us to say that just being observers of the situation. Kind of like how we're always tempted into just telling someone to break up with their partner when they're in a terrible situation, as if it's just so easy to do so. Over to a story in off my chest. My boyfriend told me something disturbing, and I think I'm gonna leave him. But is it? So I, female 18, was with my 19-year-old boyfriend last night. We were cuddled up watching TikTok as we usually do when we're tired, when a video came up of a guy asking women their body counts. All of the girls had over 20 each, which made him say, "Thank God you're not like that. I wouldn't be able to love you if you had that many." I have only been with my boyfriend intimately, and him saying saying that makes me think he equates my ability to be loved to how many people I've slept with. And if I had slept with people, he wouldn't love me. He himself is part of a fraternity and used to get drunk and hook up with anyone he could. This never bothered me because I don't care about stuff like that, but to hear him be a hypocrite and equate my ability to be loved by having slept with no one but him has made me angry. When the incident happened, I didn't say anything as I thought maybe I'd overreact, but I don't think I am. Look, to say this is disturbing, yeah, okay, I think that's a bit of a stretch. More just an exposure of one's insecurity. Now, look, for all we know, this could be a classic example of an immature boy not realizing how to properly convey his insecurities to someone he trusts. His intention could have been just to say, I really appreciate that you're with me because I don't really think or believe I could compete with all the other guys out there, and that makes me feel like I wouldn't be good enough for you, so I appreciate that you're not with all these other men in your past because I'm afraid I'd be compared all the time. But see, we can't do that, because then that makes the problem go onto the man. That makes him have to acknowledge that he's the problem there, not her. Also, I love this quote in the story. He equates my ability to be loved to how many people I've slept with. Yeah, because that's what he literally said. You don't need to dive deep into what he's like trying to mean here. He's kind of just said it straight up, like point blank in your face with a shotgun. My love is conditional upon women not exerting their intimate freedom like I did. I only wish she responded like this. You're right. I've thought about what you've said, boyfriend, and I've realized your body count does make me love you less. Thank you for showing me this. Good luck with your next relationship. Or if you want to go down the chaotic, psychological, damaging route, don't end up dumping him, but just psych him out by saying you're thinking about ending it because of his body count. Ooh. Makes it even scarier if you don't make it a threat, but a promise. This comment really highlights the stupid circle jerk of this mentality. Guys like this argue that women have to form emotional attachments for intimacy. Therefore, it dilutes their value every time they have sex with a man. But yet, these same men pride themselves on sleeping with as many women as possible. They fail to see the irony in their own logic. They claim some moral high ground, but congratulate themselves on taking part in what they perceive to be the immorality of the women they are sleeping with. Moronic irony at its finest. My God, I'm sorry to turn this video into a basic man bashing of sorts, but man, there's just too many examples. I'm sorry, guys. What are you doing? This is kind of your fault. You want to sleep with a ton of women, but you don't want women to have a ton of sleeping. Like, you pick one. You can't have both. I suppose it becomes this thing where they see women as conquests, and if you view it as losing, a lot of you won't value it as much. Therefore, you got to see women as trophies, and only have high value these women if they are exclusive to the winner rather than being something lots of people own. And then those same men complain and wonder why women will only see them as wallets. Because you're giving that energy out, so you're only going to attract that same sort of energy. You just want women to be your playmate bangmaid? Well, yeah, then you're only going to get women who are equally going to just use you. Well, that is the end of today's video. Thank you as always for watching. Remember to drink water that's healthy for you and stuff. Love your face, and see you next time. Bye-bye.